Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. Today we have something from Berg Blades, actually directly from Berg Blades, so thank you very much for sending this in. According to a note in the box, these are dropping on May 31st. I will try to have this video up before that happens. So check down in the description for links. Thanks so much to Berg Blades. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. And please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex and on TikTok at the_metal_complex. If you're new to my channel, welcome. This is just an unboxing, not a review, just first impressions. I've actually never handled this before, but I am familiar with Berg Blades. Oh boy, yes, okay. This would be the full titanium Sweeney. Nice, nice look there, easy to deploy. Very, I actually have, so currently in my collection I own an Iron Wolf and very much love it. I also, I think it was the Golem? Slim, or was it the Berg Blades? Yeah, it was the Slim was based on the Golem, I can't remember. But a cool company for sure, and always really cool designs that are all pretty different from each other. These come apparently in both titanium and like titanium and carbon fiber. I think they have inline versions as well, and I would imagine they'll have a few different finish options too. Access to this area here is pretty good. We have just a little bit of that opening hole cut off there, but as you saw from the beginning, I can easily still get in there and flip it. I think probably what would have made that slightly easier is to scallop this area a little bit more, though admittedly that would probably take away from the aesthetic he was trying to, create here. Top flipping or front flipping, whatever you want to call that, on this is actually really easy considering the angle. I actually like, I'm going to take a note here. I'm going to stop and point this out. When front flippers are straight up, I find that slightly annoying to look at. I understand that's really subjective. I find that a little bit annoying to look at, and in some cases it's either not enough, it's like too much leverage, or it's just like not the right leverage. That has to do with the, the shape of the blade and the detent strength. But for some reason, when they're slightly laid over like this, the leverage is just better. This is about as perfect as you could possibly hope for in terms of a front flipper. Front deployment is okay. Rear deployment, I'd call that pretty good. I understand it's hard to it's hard to understand how I'm ranking this. Ergonomically, this is super open, and while this is a bit of a ledge, it is nicely rounded, so it's very, very comfortable. The pocket clip is milled and knocked down. Kind of reminds me of, well, a lot of different clips, but it works. This has the up and over, and then it has a very long bill. Normally I don't like that, and that's because that bill tends to get caught in a really weird spot on the pocket. Yeah, so you can't see what I'm wearing right now, but I'm wearing cargo pants. If you're wearing a thinner pant material, this is not a problem because the lip will go right over the top. I prefer it when the bill stops right here, and I also prefer that it goes up like this, sort of like a ramp, and that way as you push it into your pocket, the pocket seam with one hand, that clip will automatically rise to meet your pocket thickness, right? Even if it is a thicker pocket. But with this, if your pocket seam is taller than the ledge of that clip, the fact that it's so long and that this comes over and down makes it, you have to use two hands basically. You got to put your left, in my case, I got to put my left hand on my pocket, hold it in place, and then push the knife into my pocket. That sounds really silly, a silly thing to complain about, and I would say that's what happens after you become an incredible knife snob. You just start picking up on little teeny tiny things that bother you. So it's not really that big of a deal. I'd say just sort of calibrate, ask yourself how much that would bother you, right? It's not that big of a deal. It wouldn't be a deal breaker or anything like that. To my knowledge, these are, you know what, it probably says on the box itself, maybe, does it? Yeah, here we go. All right, so we have, oh, it's the Sweeney's. I thought it was just the Sweeney. Okay, full titanium, dark sandblast, stonewash, CPM 20 CV. Okay, so we have dark stonewash or dark stone blasted, I guess. Long drop point blade. Love the Berg Blades logo. Very simple design aesthetic. We've seen it many times before. You guys probably know what I'm going to say here. I probably would have liked some texturing, but no big deal. Access to the lock bar, very, very good. This is all cut out really well. You can see the front scale is cut out lower, and the lock bar, and then they've got both areas, actually on both sides they're scalloped out, so really easy to manipulate that lock bar. And as far as where this drops to your finger, still in the unsharpened portion, or I guess you could call that a small forward choil. Really, it's not. I guess it's more of a sharpening choil, and then it just is sort of, this area here on the frame is a safe choke up position because the initial cutting edge starts clear out here, which is nice. Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and measure it and then weigh it real quick, and I'll give you guys a few size comparisons. So the we can't measure it because my scale or my measuring tape is upstairs. Let's go ahead and weigh it and then do some size comparisons. I bet you that's about 7 3/4 inches. So the weight on this guy, this is full titanium with, oh, there is some internal milling. Oh, here. Looks like they've got 60, maybe, does that mean 60 total of the run or 60 that look like this? I'm not really sure. The weight on this guy is coming in at, well, you know what would be helpful is if we did ounces. Should we do it in grams since I'm going all the way around? I think maybe we will. I don't normally do this, but if you want it in grams, there you go. It's 106 grams. And then ounces, 3.74 ounces, no surprise there. Let's measure blade stock thickness. I can definitely do that. I've got the calipers right here. Let me take a look at this. I would say that's probably, that looks like maybe 140, 135, 140. Am I right? Oh, I'm close, 134 thousandths. Okay. And then let's go ahead and do just a couple of size comparisons to see kind of what it stacks up against. I'm gonna guess this is it's just like a really thick, slightly longer bug out. Yeah, that's really close to what it is. Let's put it up against the Hogue Deca. There we go. Very comparable in overall size to the Deca. Almost exactly the same length. It's just the scales make it a little thicker, right? Everything feels a little bit more robust. Up against the Benchmade Reptilian, or in this case, the Ritter Hogue. How about the Demco AD 20.5? There we go. Some kind of crap there on the end of that blade. Not sure. What's another good one to do? I think maybe both of the Rat models would be good. People might appreciate that. So the Ontario Rat Model 2, definitely bigger than the Ontario Rat 2, but smaller than the Rat 1. So kind of right in between there. Okay, well, interesting, cool knife. I think these are, I can't remember who Berg Blades OEM is. The note says that the drop price is $315, and then there are inlay versions. If you can get an inlay version of this, because personally, like, I like this, it's cool, it kind of checks all the boxes that we're looking for. You can get an inlay version. I think that's probably your best bet. Prices seem a bit high, but you know, I knew that when I bought my Iron Wolf, and to be honest with you, I really like my Iron Wolf. So just kind of depends on your perspective. This is cool. It's a good EDC sized blade, definitely a profile that we've seen before. But if it interests you, then it'll be available on May 31st. My review, after I've carried this, will come a few weeks down the road from now. So if you want to wait, right, by that time they may be gone. But I really, really need to spend some time with it before I get my final thoughts. As far as initial and first impressions, it's all right. It's pretty cool, right? Nothing wrong with it. This particular version is a little bit basic. I'd really want to see the inlaid versions. But cool, and it works really well. So that's going to be pretty much it for today's unboxing. Thanks so much to Berg Blades for sending this in. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex and on TikTok at the_metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.